At the beginning of this dispensation, the order of the patriarchal priesthood and the office of church patriarch were organized much differently than they are in today's church. They were based upon the revelations as given by the Lord. The rights of this priesthood belonged to worthy fathers, the literal descendants of the chosen seed. The Church, in an editorial in its official publication, The Times and Seasons, explained the principle and the practice. Once a father had received his own patriarchal blessing and his declared lineage within the chosen seed, he then had the right to bless his seed. Abraham's descendants, Isaac and Jacob, inherited the promises through lineage and blessed their children. Fathers, as literal descendants of Abraham, or by adoption, are given the same rights. The office of patriarch to the church was established to bless all those members of the kingdom who did not have a worthy father of the chosen seed. Children and adults whose fathers were deceased or non-LDS or simply not worthy could receive a patriarchal blessing from the church patriarch. Joseph Smith Sr.'s blessings reflect this understanding of the office of patriarch. The first church patriarch blessed members using the wording "for his father" and "for her father" as a matter of practice. He gave blessings as a proxy father. The office of church patriarch was effectively abolished in 1979 with the placing of Eldred G. Smith, the patriarch to the church at the time, on emeritus status. No replacement was sustained, and the office remains vacant to this day. The Church has never explained where it got the authority to abolish the office of patriarch to the Church and his right to hold the sealing blessings of the Church. It is the Lord's prerogative to name the presiding patriarch. It was the right of the patriarch, not the Church, to ordain the next patriarch. Joseph Smith Sr., on his deathbed, had blessed Hiram to be the next patriarch to the church. It was recorded by Lucy Mack Smith in her history. Neither the First Presidency or Quorum of the 12 were ever given authority over the presiding patriarch. They could not name a new patriarch, let alone dismiss a patriarch and abolish the office. In the organized stakes of the church, it was the patriarch who gave blessings for those without eligible fathers. Outside the organized church, in the mission field, which the Lord called the large branches of the church, the 12 had the authority to ordain patriarchs. They were to be designated by a revelation from the Lord. The 12 did not have authority to ordain patriarchs within the organized church during Joseph's time. Before his death, only 2 patriarchs were ordained by apostles. Both were ordained in the large mission branches of England. After the murder of Joseph Smith, the 12 took over the leadership of the church and placed all offices and quorums under its purview. Brigham Young and the 12 held a conference in Nauvoo in October 1844 to set the church in order after the chaos in the aftermath of the martyrdom. At this conference, Brigham Young was sustained as the president of the Quorum of the 12 and simultaneously as a member of the First Presidency. The 12 had become the de facto First Presidency. With this move, the 12 claimed the right to govern the organized church as well as the branches in the mission field. The 12 ceased being a traveling council as specified by the Lord and became a standing council over the church. Brigham Young immediately used this new authority to call a patriarch within a stake, something not allowed in the Revelations. In this same conference, he moved to ordain Asiel Smith as a stake patriarch. The motion was carried.